Hello, good morning students. See, this is the third lesson, water resources, that we are going to complete. The second lesson from this book is totally deleted, so we are not going to take it. And this third lesson is for water maps only, but still we have to take it because on the map there are many questions related. Okay, and it may appear, I am not sure, but it may appear for at least MCQ. So it is better to complete the lesson, and it's a very short lesson where only few details are there in this lesson. Okay, so we are going to have it. Let us start. See, water resources. In the dialogue of a girl and a boy, Pinky and Chintu, they are discussing about the water problems. Actually, what kind of scenery we have about water, what kind of scenery we have about water. That is, we find many incidents. Likewise, now on the news channel it is going on in the rainy season, there are floods and all, and what are the conditions. If there are floods on the earth, if there are floods in our country, in the rivers, so do we have problem of water? See children, this we need to see in a perspective, in a wide perspective. How? On the earth there is only 20%, near about 21% water is there. Remaining 79% is the water, 71% is the water, and remaining is the land. Now on this, the portion of water, nearly about 96% that water exists on the earth is in the ocean forms. 2.5% water is in the drinking water. Now this 2.5% drinking water is scattered all over the world, and 70% of the fresh water is in the ice form that we don't drink. Likewise in Himalayas, in Antarctica glaciers, then Alps mountain ranges. So what is the thing? Most of the water, 70% of the water, fresh water that we drink, is in the ice form. So remaining 30% of the water that is available, that we get it. Out of that also, out of that 30%, some of the water is groundwater. Okay, so this is what water is we have. Now on the floods of the rivers, the fresh water we get. Okay, why the flood water, is it used for drinking purpose? Do we stop the water somewhere? Do we store the water that comes in the river? If we start storing the water in a proper way, there won't be floods. If we start giving water a proper way to come up to our storage and not to enter in the houses, the flood problem will be also solved. So that is how. Now UN report about the water development, United Nations report, says that India has nearly 4% of the global perception of water. 4% water is in India, fresh drinking water we are talking about. And we are at the 133 number in the availability of drinking water per person, according to per person. Now what it means? It means that the country which is on the first rank, that country has water for every person. Water for every person. And to have water for every person, we are at the 133 number. We are at the 133 number. So we are that means we are facing many problems. Absolutely. So how we are facing many problems? See, the floods are in Assam, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, right? But the cities which are in Assam, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, is the water going that places? Is the water stored there? Are they getting water every day? For example, we also have flood over here to the Hatnur Dam, Purna River, Tapi River. River Purna is very close to Malkapur, Bodhwad. River Tapi is very close to Bhusawal, Varangaon. Why do they face the scarcity of water? They don't get everyday water in their houses because the water doesn't come directly from the flood to the houses. We need to stop the water somewhere, we need to store the water, we need to clean the water, and then we drink the water or use the water. So we are lacking in this, right? We are lacking in this. This is on the first page. You see that some of the facts and figures are given. Go through it, read it, and you'll find that by 2025 it is predicted that large parts of India will join countries or regions having absolute water scarcity. So in the facts and figures it is stated that by 2025 we will have a major problem of water scarcity. Now these cities which are facing the problem like Bhusawal and all, okay, we have discussed. As I told you, they are facing the problem now. They are not getting water every day. Sometimes after 3 days, sometimes after 7 days also, they get water in the tap, in the house tap. If this continues, if we don't solve this problem, what will happen? They will get water once in a month or once in 3 months, maybe possible. So will they be able to survive then? No. So what are the solutions? Water scarcity and the need for water conservation and management. The solution is, see on the second page, the second topic, that is water scarcity we are facing, and the need, that is why we need to conserve and management of water must be done. You see, the moment we speak the water shortage, we immediately associate it with regions having low rainfall or those that are drought prone. We instantly visualize the desert of Rajasthan and women carrying the water in matkas from long places. So as soon as we talk about the scarcity of water, we remember first thing, that is Rajasthan. But is it only the thing with the Rajasthan? No. See, the availability of water resources varies over spaces and time, mainly due to the variation in the seasonal and annual perception of the rain. But water scarcity in most cases is caused by over exploitation, excessive use, unequal access of water among different social groups. So that is the reason of scarcity. Low rainfall is not the reason of scarcity of water. So people are not getting water, that is not because of low rainfall. It's not the only reason. The reason is water is being used for several purposes, for farming, for cleaning the draining system, for industries, for household purposes. Now there are water industries also, those which are purifying the water, RO water. So these things are creating the overuse, exploitation. These things are creating water scarcity. You see that in the picture this is a picture, and the line says water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. It's a famous poem in English. Water, water everywhere and not a drop to drink. Flood does not means you get lot of water, does not means you get lot of water. Flood first thing means scarcity of water. The water comes in the flood is not ड्रिंकिंग वाटर, है ना. कहीं पे अगर बाढ़ आती है तो उनके जो नलों में से भी जो पानी आता है दैट डज नॉट रिमेन्स ड्रिंकिंग वाटर. इसलिए जहाँ पे फ्लड आते हैं, वेर देर आर फ्लड्स, तो वहाँ पे सिर्फ फूड सप्लाई नहीं करते हैं, लोगों को पानी भी देना पड़ता है. सबसे पहले प्रॉब्लम कौन सा क्रिएट होता है? पानी का. बिकॉज द वाटर इन द टैप्स, जो ग्राउंड सिस्टम में वाटर होता है पाइपलाइन सिस्टम में, वो भी फ्लड से डैमेज हो जाता है. दैट डज नॉट रिमेन्स फॉर ड्रिंकिंग. और आफ्टर फ्लड के बाद क्या करना पड़ता है? सारी पाइपलाइन जहाँ पे फ्लड्स आते हैं, दो सिटीज़ दे नो दैट, सारी पाइपलाइंस क्लीन करनी पड़ती है. फिर टैप में से पानी आता है और फिर कुछ फ्लड जाने के बाद ही, वो सब क्लीन होने के बाद ही पानी यूज़ में आता है. सो when the excessive use of water is done, the water scarcity created. If in some region water is used for industry purpose in excessively ways, in excessive limit, suppose किसी ने अगर आरओ प्लांट लगाया पानी बेचने का भी, जैसे कि हमारी सिटीज़ में भी है, हर सिटी में है अभी jar water and all. So while purifying the water, regular water, what happens? More than 60% of the water goes wastage. Only 30 to 40% water is taken through the RO after purifying, and the remaining is wastewater. Remaining is wastewater. So that wasted water is useless then. That shall be used for some other purposes, industries or farming, but we don't do that. And due to that what happens? For farming also we are fresh water, so water scarcity is created. Where is then water scarcity likely to occur? As you have read in the hydrological cycle, fresh water in science and in previous periods, fresh water can be obtained directly from the perception, surface rain of and ground water. Now we get water from rain and groundwater. Okay, fresh water where we get from the rain and the groundwater. So is it possible that an area or region may have ample of water resources but is still facing water scarcity? Many of our cities are such example. Yes. Now this happens. It's not like that. A city which has a lot of waterfall is observed. For example, you take Bombay. What happens in Bombay? There is so much waterfall. The roads are even filled up with water in the rainy season. But if you go in summer season, there is problem of water scarcity created. If the dams are full, if the water is stored, then why the water scarcity created? Because there are industries in Bombay. After rainy season, the water which is stored is used by those industries also. There is no equal distribution. In all the area, the water does not go equally. It is not divided into the social groups. and that is why the water scarcity problem is created. So yes, it happens where there is lot of water, the distribution of water is not done well, and that also creates the water scarcity. So water management there is important. Okay, a large population means unequal access to it. A large population means more water, not only for domestic use but also to produce more food, and hence to facilitate higher food grain production, water resources are being overexploited to expand irrigated areas and dry season agriculture. So even farmers are using more and more water for their irrigation purpose, for farming purpose. You may have seen in many television advertisements that most farmers have their own wells and tube wells in their farms for irrigation to increase their produce. But have you ever wondered that this could result in that it may lead to falling groundwater levels, adversely affecting water availability and food scarcity of the people? Now, if every farmer has his own tube wells and wells at the farms, so what they do, instead of drip irrigation, they directly use excess water. These excess water taking out from the ground, if at one place water is sucked from the tube well, at 1 kilometer, if the storage of water is there, that goes in that well, so the groundwater level goes down and down, the availability of groundwater goes down and down, and that will create water scarcity. After water scarcity, food security is also in danger. In the post-independent time, India has witnessed intensive industrialization and urbanization. Cities developed, creating vast opportunities for us today. Large industrial houses are as commonplace as the industrial unit of many MNCs, municipal corporations. The ever increasing number of industries has made matters worse by exerting pressure on existing freshwater resources. Industries, apart from being heavy users of water, also require power to run them. Now see, after independence, India became a developing country and started development. So in this process of development, what happened actually, India started developing. There were many industries and factories, and now it is the time that every municipal corporation has industrial area. So everywhere industries are being set up, and what the industries need first, water, है ना. तो सबसे ज़्यादा वाटर कहाँ पे लगता है, इंडस्ट्री को, और क्या लगता है, वाटर. तो देखो पहले क्या था कि भुसावल इस शहर में बहुत पानी था, अभी वहाँ पे स्कैरिटी क्रिएट होगी तो नई इंडस्ट्रीज आ सकती है. जलगांव में बहुत पानी था, अभी वहाँ पे न्यू इंडस्ट्री सेटअप हो सकती है, नहीं हो सकती है. क्यों? वाटर प्रॉब्लम है ना. शॉप्स बढ़ेंगे, फार्मिंग्स बनेंगे, फार्मिंग से रिलेटेड छोटी मोटी इंडस्ट्री हो सकती है, बट अभी जलगांव भुसावल में वाटर स्कैरिटी होने की वजह से एनी इंडस्ट्री विल नॉट ट्राई टू कम एस्टेब्लिश देयर फीट्स ओवर देयर, राइट. सो दे विल गो टू अनदर प्लेस लाइक मुक्ताई नगर, where there is lot of water, like Chopra, Shirpur. So they are moving due to the water resources. And after independence, ये जो development speed था, that started increasing higher level, and बड़ी cities urbanization started. छोटी cities का जो picture था, that scenery turned into big cities now. And every municipal corporation is having its own industrial area now. What it means then? ये न्यू बॉर्न है। सिटीज़ भी क्या है, एक्सपांशन ऑफ सिटीज़ न्यू बॉर्न है, राइट। सो इंडस्ट्री केम न्यूली, सो एक यूज़र बढ़ गया, वाटर यूज़र बढ़ गया, who will demand for water resource. Now this user started increasing at all the levels, all the municipal corporations. Today in India, hydroelectric power contributes approximately 22% of the total electricity produced. Moreover, multiplying urban centers with large and dense population, urban lifestyle have not only added to water and energy requirement but have further aggravated the problem. Now, सिर्फ इतना ही नहीं हुआ कि that water scarcity created, the water which was used to make energy also using the hydroelectric powers, much of the energy also goes to the industrial sector, and that has created more problem. Now the common civilians, consumers are feeling the scarcity of electricity also. इतनी industries बढ़ गई, the industries developed in such a way that we are feeling the power of electricity also, the lack of electricity also. Now if you look into the housing societies or colonies in the cities, you would find that most of these have their own groundwater pumping devices to meet their water needs. We find that fragile water resources are being overexploited and have caused their depletion in several of these cities. If you go in cities, there are many cities in India now, and बड़े बड़े घर जो है वो क्या कर लेते हैं, their own tube well. If everyone start using tube well, having tube wells, they'll use more and more water, they'll start wasting the water. This shall not happen, right? So that depletion of water increased, the level increased. So far we have focused on the quantitative aspect of water scarcity. Now let us consider another situation where water is sufficiently available to meet the needs of the people. अब देखते हैं कि जहाँ पे water sufficiently available है. This scarcity may be due to bad quality of water. Lately, nowadays, there has been a growing concern that even if there is ample of water to be meet the needs of the people, much of it may be polluted by domestic and industrial wastage, chemicals, pesticide, fertilizers used in agriculture, thus making it hazardous for human use. Now see, Indian rivers, already we are watching that the rivers are not clean. We have to clean the rivers. They are full of with pollution. River like Ganga also, Ganga, Yamuna, these are the biggest rivers of India. We have started the cleaning work of the rivers. Then what will happen with the groundwater? The groundwater problem is same. The industrial wastage water goes in the groundwater, thrown somewhere, or if it is attached to some river, the rivers are already polluted. Yamuna and Ganga are polluted mostly due to industrial use. You see, so in this you will come to know that one point, that where there is lot of water, that water is also not pure. So now it is not for drinking water. Ample of water, lot of water, but if it is polluted, will it be used for drinking purpose? No, it won't be. So that is the point. You might have realized that the need of the hour is to conserve. Now we have to conserve and manage our water resources to safeguard our health from these kind of problems, and the over exploitation and mismanagement of water resources to improve the resource of the water, and that will make us not to go into ecological crisis, related with the economical and earthly crisis. So what we need to do is we need to conserve the water resources, as well as we need to manage the use of water. How it can be done? The next point is multi-purpose river projects and irrigated water resource management. Integrated water resource management. But how do we conserve and manage water? See, archaeological and industrial records show that from ancient times we have been constructing sophisticated hydraulic structures like dams built of stone, rubble, reservoirs or lake, embankments and canals for irrigations. Not surprisingly, we have continued this tradition in modern India, by building dams in most of our river basins. Now, what are dams and how they help us in conserving and managing water? See, the hydraulic structure in ancient India. In the first BC, Srirangavaramapura near Allahabad had sophisticated water harvesting system, channeling the flood water and the river Ganga. See, in the first century BC, before Christ, that time also, means 2000 years before, we had a canal system. During the Mohenjo-daro and Harappa were the best example of water management and drainage management also. Wastewater management and freshwater management was very nicely done in Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. That was more than 2000 years before. So why not now? Now see, during the time of Chandragupta Maurya, dams, lakes and irrigation systems were extensively built. Chandragupta Maurya, in the time of Chandragupta Maurya, dams were created, water canals were created. From the river, the water was brought into the cities, into the farms, and that was used. Now, evidences of such irrigation works have also been found in Kalinga, Orissa. Then Nagarjuna Konda, that is Andhra Pradesh. Then Bennur, Karnataka, and Kolhapur in Maharashtra. So, in the 11th century, Bhopal Lake, one of the largest artificial lake of its time, was built in the 11th century. Okay, means nearly 1000 years before. In the 14th century, the tank of Hauz Khas, Delhi was constructed by Iltutmish. Iltutmish was the king ruling over Delhi, Agra Sultanate in the 14th century, means 600 years before, supplying water to Siri Fort area, that was near Delhi. Now, if we have done this water management in the previous, why not now? So, conserving and management of water started more than 2000 years before, but we have not continued. We have not well managed urbanization, and that has created water scarcity. Dams were traditionally built to impound rivers and rainwater that could be used later to irrigate agricultural field. Today dams are built not just for irrigation but for electricity generation also. Now we have modernized our system. हम अभी डैम बनाते हैं पर फॉर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेशन ऑल्सो, वाटर कंजर्वेशन भी करते हैं, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेशन भी करते हैं. but that is not developed in the according to the population. अगर वो अकॉर्डिंग टू पॉपुलेशन डेवलप होता तो हर रिवर पे हर 50 किलोमीटर पे एक डैम होता. अगर हर रिवर पे हर 50 किलोमीटर पे डैम होता तो हर डैम में पानी स्टोर होता, और एक्सेस वाटर जो आता है उसको स्टोरेज करने के लिए, जैसे कि 11वीं सेंचुरी में एक आर्टिफिशियल लेक बिल्ड किया गया भोपाल में, वैसे ही आर्टिफिशियल लेक इफ आर क्रिएटेड फॉर एवरी सिटी, है ना. वी आर क्रिएटिंग नाउ स्विमिंग टैंक्स, दैट इज़ फॉर स्विमिंग पर्पज़, but we are not creating water tanks for drinking purpose. That is the problem of water scarcity. Now for example, in the Satluj, Beas, Ravi river basin, the Bhakra Nangal project water is being used both for hydral power production and irrigation. Similarly, the Hirakund project is there. Mahanadi basin integrates the conservation of water with flood control. Same way, there are many rivers, and that rivers must be across the rivers, dams must be built out. Multi-purpose project launched after independence with their irrigated water resources management approach, where thoughts of as the vehicle that would lead the nation to development and progress. Now these dams and hydro project were created for the development of the country, not with the view of conservation of water. Now what I mean to say, see, Jawaharlal Nehru proudly proclaimed that the dams as the temple of the modern India, and the reason being that it would integrate development of agriculture and village economy with rapid industrialization and growth of the urban economy. But after building the dams, where the dams were linked with the villages? No. There was a project in Indian history, interlinking of the rivers, that from one river, Ganga river, the water will go in Yamuna. From Yamuna, the water will go to the other rivers. From that rivers, the water will come to Narmada. Then the water from Narmada will come to Tapi. The water of Tapi will go to another rivers. So, if the rivers are interlinked and one river has flood, that water can be diverted into another river. So, flood problems also will be solved. This is water conservation project. But instead of water conservation project, we have used, we had the thoughts of country development. So hydro projects and dams were given more preference than the water conservative project. The second thing, water conservation is not the responsibility of the government only. That in the latter pages we will learn, and I will give you one example there. So let us find out more about any one tradition method of building dams and irrigation work. Now see, there's informative page. We have sown the crops in Asar. We will bring Bhadu in Bhadra. Floods have swollen the Damodar. The sailing boats cannot sail. Oh Damodar, we fall at your feet. Reduce the floods a little. Bhadu will come a year later. Let the boat sail on your surface. So this is a popular Bhadu song in the Damodar valleys valley region, narrates that the trouble of the floods that is faced by the people at the Damodar river, and it is known as the river of sorrow, Brahmaputra. Okay, Damodar river is Brahmaputra. It is known as river of sorrow. So it has so many floods. So that there is a poem written on it. Okay. Now let us discuss about, in the recent year, multi-purpose projects. On the next page. See, in the recent year, multi-purpose projects and large dams have come under great security and opposition for a variety of reasons. Regulating dam and damming of rivers affect their natural flow, causing poor sediment flow, excessive sediment at the bottom of the reservoir, resulting the rocky stream bed and poorer habitats for the rivers. Aquatic life. Dams also fragment rivers, making it difficult for aquatic fauna and to migrate, especially for sprawling. The reservoirs that are created on the flood plains also submerge the existing vegetation and soil, leading to its decomposition over a period of time. So there are many reasons. Out of that, few are discussed in this paragraph, that the dams were not developed, and the dams were developed for the need of the nation's economical development. But these dams were opposed also with these reasons, that नदी में रहने वाले जो fauna है, life है, उनका क्या होगा, इसके लिए डैम्स नहीं बनने चाहिए. डैम्स आर दी रीजन्स फॉर पुअर वेजिटेशन. कुछ दिनों बाद ड्यू टू डैम वहाँ की जो आसपास का जो लैंड होता है, दैट लैंड डज नॉट हैव गुड फर्टिलिटी. डैम क्रिएट होने से इट बिकम्स प्रोन टू अर्थक्वेक. अर्थक्वेक प्रोन भी बन जाती है वो ज़मीन. वो क्यों? पानी के इरिगेशन से, ज़्यादा देर पानी वहाँ पे रहने से दैट वाटर percolates in the land and that percolation gives way to earthquake waves. So इसकी वजह से earthquake भी हो सकते हैं. उसके बाद में फार्मिंग लैंड बहुत ज़्यादा यूज़ हो जाती है डैम्स बनाने के लिए. दैट इज़ वाई इट इज़ बीइंग अपोज्ड. उसकी वजह से भी अपोज्ड होता है. जैसे कि नर्मदा डैम में जो है, इसका अपोजिशन बहुत सालों से चला आ रहा है. देयर आर मेनी ट्राइब्स इन दी नंदुरबार डिस्ट्रिक्ट, इन सूरत डिस्ट्रिक्ट. वहाँ के जो आदिवासीज है वो उसको अपोज करते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि वहाँ का इरिगेशन लैंड जो है उसके लिए ज़्यादा उसके अंडर वाटर चला जाएगा. सो डैम्स क्रिएशन में ये प्रॉब्लम भी है, राइट. सो मल्टीपर्पज़ प्रोजेक्ट एंड लार्ज डैम्स हैव आल्सो बीन कॉज्ड मेनी न्यू सोशल मूवमेंट्स लाइक द नर्मदा बचाओ आंदोलन. अब नर्मदा बचाओ आंदोलन में भी वही हो रहा है. आई सेड इट, नर्मदा डैम. So to these projects and the Tehri Dam Andolan, resistance to this project has primarily been due to the large scale displacement of local communities. तो ये प्रॉब्लम क्यों आया? वहाँ के जो लोकल कम्युनिटीज़ है उनको गांव छोड़ के जाना पड़ता है, घर छोड़ के जाना पड़ता है ना. तो डैम बनने की वजह से वहाँ की वाटर लेवल जो होती है वो बढ़ जाती है. घरों में पानी आ सकता है, खेतों में पानी, खेत वहाँ से निकाल जाते हैं. सो इन दिस एरिया ऑल्सो हथनूर डैम जब बना तो क्या हुआ, रिहैबिलिट करना पड़ा. जैसे कि इन द रीजन मुक्ताई नगर के ही रीजन में कौन कौन से है, ये चांगदेव है, प्रॉपर मुक्ताई नगर, ओल्ड मुक्ताई नगर है जहाँ से उनको अपने घर हिलाने पड़े. कोथली है जहाँ से गांव का गांव एक दूसरी जगह पे जाना पड़ा. सो दैट हैपन्स because the water level will increase and people have to leave their places. So they oppose such dams also. But such projects, then these are the benefit of the people. If these projects are not built, who will be benefited then? The landowners and large farmers, industrialists and few urban centers, they will be benefited from some such large project. राइट. टेक द केस ऑफ लैंडलेस इन द विलेज. तो ये जब अपोज करते हैं तो वो क्यों अपोज करते हैं कि ये जो फ़ायदा होगा बड़े किसानों को होगा, जिनके पास ज़्यादा ज़मीन है, उनको वो इस चीज़ की ज़रूरत है, डैम्स की ज़रूरत है, इंडस्ट्रीज़ को डैम की ज़रूरत है, तो छोटे लोगों को नहीं है क्या? डज ए पर्सन हु लिव्स हु इज़ लैंडलेस इन द विलेज, जिसको ज़मीन की जिसके ज़मीन ही नहीं जिसके पास, उसको डैम की ज़रूरत नहीं है क्या? डज ही रियली गेन फ्रॉम सच ए प्रोजेक्ट? उसको ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट से कुछ फ़ायदा नहीं होता है? होता है। सी व्हाट हैपन्स, नर्मदा बचाओ आंदोलन और सेव नर्मदा मूवमेंट इज़ ए नॉन गवर्नमेंटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन that has been mobilized tribal people, farmers, environmentalists and human rights activists against the Sardar Sarovar Dam being built across the Narmada River in Gujarat. It originally focused on the environmental issues related to trees that would be submerged under the dam. एंड उनका क्या कहना है नर्मदा बचाओ आंदोलन में कि जो बड़े बड़े ट्रीज़ है फॉरेस्ट एरियाज़ में है वो नर्मदा सरोवर, सरदार सरोवर फॉरेस्ट एरिया में, जहाँ पे अभी सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल का बड़ा सा स्टैचू भी लगाया गया, तो वो फॉरेस्ट एरिया में है। अब वहाँ के जो बड़े बड़े पेड़ है वो उखड़ जाएंगे, उनका रिहेबिलिटेशन करना पड़ेगा लोगों का, एंड दैट इज़ वाई द NGO इज़ अगेंस्ट इट। Now people felt that their suffering would not be in vain, accepted the trauma of the displacement, believing in the promises of irrigated fields and plentiful harvest. So often the survivors of Rihad told us that they accepted their suffering as sacrifice for the sake of their nation. But now after 30 years of being adrift, their livelihood have even been more precariously. They keep asking, are we the only ones chosen to make sacrifice for the nation? Now see what happens. अब इनको जो रिहेबिलिटेट करते हैं इनको दूसरी जगह घर दिया जाता है, ज़मीन दी जाती है। सो दे इफ़ आप देने के बाद वो उनका क्या सवाल है, वेदर वी हैव टू सैक्रिफाइस फॉर द नेशन, ये नेशन बिल्डिंग में हेल्प करेगा। हाँ, सरदार सरोवर डैम जो है नेशन बिल्डिंग में हेल्प करेगा, वाई वी शैल सेक्रीफाइस, इसलिए भी लोग अपोज करते हैं। Now see, irrigation has changed the cropping pattern of many regions, with farmers shifting to water intensive and commercial crops. This has great ecological consequences like salinization of the water of the soil. At the same time, it has transformed the social landscape, that is increasing the social gap between the richer landowners and the landless poor. As we can see, the dams did create conflict between people wanting different uses of benefit from the same water resources. In Gujarat, the Sabarmati Basin farmers were agitated and almost caused a riot over the higher priority given to water supply in urban areas. Now see, what was the question? जो विलेज में रहने वाला है क्या उसको उसका फ़ायदा नहीं होता है? यस, इफ़ द लैंड ओनर्स, लार्ज लैंड ओनर्स आर हैविंग वाटर रिसोर्सेज एंड दे स्टार्टेड इरीगेटिंग देयर वाटर एंड फार्मिंग इज डन ऑन द प्रॉपर बेसिस, so this person who is landless, he will get a job in those lands only. That means he will be also benefited. So everybody is benefited. Then there comes a problem that after creating such a dam, उसके बाद भी एजिटेशन होता है। जैसे अभी भी सरदार सरोवर डैम जो है नर्मदा का, उस पर एजिटेशन चल रहा है। उसके बाद में द डैम इज़ क्रिएटेड, देन साबरमती बेसिन जो है अहमदाबाद में जिस पे डैम बना, उस पर भी रॉइड्स हुए, एजिटेशन हुआ। तो क्यों हुए? सो द पीपल ओवर देयर दे सेड दैट इफ द डैम्स आर क्रिएटेड बाय टेकिंग लैंड ऑफ द विलेजर्स, द फर्स्ट राइट टू यूज़ द डैम वाटर इज़ टू द फार्मर्स एंड नॉट टू दी इंडस्ट्रीज़। तो ये क्या हो गया? ये हुआ सेकंड प्रॉब्लम वाटर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का। ये हुआ सेकंड प्रॉब्लम वाटर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का। सो दिस हैज़ बीन क्रिएटेड क्लियरली इन दिस टू प्रोजेक्ट्स ऑफ गुजरात। सो गुजरात के इन दो प्रोजेक्ट में ये प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट हुआ। नाउ यू सी देयर इज अ मैप गिवन हियर on the next page, and what does the map says? The map gives the rivers. You need to know, this lesson is for maps. So मैप अच्छे से पता होना ही है, इसलिए इस मैप को अच्छे से स्टडी करो कि इंडस रिवर, द फर्स्ट अपर मोस्ट रीजन इंडस रिवर्स, देन सतलज, बियास, वेयर इज द भाखरा नांगल प्रोजेक्ट, देन तेहरी, गंगा, घाघरा, यमुना, अभी एक घाघरा है, शारदा है, गंडक है, उसके बाद में ये तेहरी है, ये सारी कौन सी है? गंगा की ट्रिब्यूटरीज है। यमुना भी क्या है? गंगा की ट्रिब्यूटरी है। कोसी जो रिवर है वो भी क्या है? गंगा की ट्रिब्यूटरी है। वो गंगा में भी ट्रिब्यूट करती है और क्या कहते हैं, ब्रह्मपुत्रा में भी ट्रिब्यूट करती है। ठीक है, सो गंगा और ब्रह्मपुत्रा, ये सारी रिवर्स यहाँ पे दी हुई है मैप में। यू रीड द मैप इन डिटेल एंड लर्न इट वेल। ये याद ही करके रखना है। जब प्रैक्टिकल हमें स्कूल विल स्टार्ट, वी आर गोइंग टू फिल अप दिस मैप्स, okay, and that time I'll tell you how to fill up and how to go through the maps on the next page. Now you will find that, see, ये जो सोशल गैप क्रिएट हुआ रिच और पुअर में, द लैंडलेस पुअर्स, एंड दे स्टार्टेड एजिटिंग इन गुजरात फॉर द साबरमती बेसिन्स, एंड दे लिटरली वेंट इनटू द रॉइड्स ऑल्सो अबाउट द सप्लाई ऑफ वाटर, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ वाटर। तो इस पे फ्लड्स, इस पे क्या हुआ? रॉइड्स हो गए, इस पे रॉइड्स हो गए। नाउ सी, देर आर सम पेपर कटिंग्स गिवन, रीड इट सो दैट यू विल हैव गुड आइडिया। सी, बेसिक सेफ्टी प्रिकॉशंस टू बी टेकन फ्लड्स में, वो एक दिया हुआ है। उसके बाद में इस साइड में हेवी रेन ड्राउन्स इन कोलकाता, वो दिया हुआ है। सो ये 2-3 कटिंग्स है न्यूज़पेपर की। सो इसमें दी हुई है टू नो व्हाट एक्चुअली इट इज़। मोस्ट ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्शंस इन द प्रोजेक्ट एंड most of the objections to the projects arose due to their failure to achieve the purpose for which they were built, है ना। सो डैम्स जो है बनाते वक्त जो पर्पस होता है कि टू प्रोवाइड वाटर फॉर इरिगेशन एंड ऑल, ये मैनेजमेंट ऑफ द वाटर बराबर नहीं होता है, एंड दैट इज़ वाई उसको फेल्यूर लिस्ट में डाल दिया जाता है। दे बिकम्स फेल्यूर बाय द पीपल, बाय द सोशल ग्रुप्स, ओके, नॉट बाय द गवर्नमेंट। The dams were constructed to control the floods, but still the floods are there. And due to sedimentation in the reservoir, moreover, the big dams have mostly been unsuccessful in controlling the floods, because dam cleaning भी बहुत ज़रूरी होता है in controlling the floods at the time of excessive rainfall. You may have seen or read how to release water, how the release of water from the dam also create flood situation, है ना। सो कभी कभी जो डैम जो बने हैं, जो फ्लड को कंट्रोल करने के लिए, रिवर वाटर को कंट्रोल करते हैं, वहाँ पे वाटर स्टोर होता है। कभी कभी तो डैम के ही जो डोर्स होते हैं, विंडोज़ होते हैं, वो ओपन किए जाते हैं, उससे भी फ्लड हो जाता है। सो व्हाट इट मीन्स, वो डैम बनाने का जो पर्पस है वो क्या हो गया? फेल हो गया। एंड दैट इज़ वाई इट वॉज ऑल्सो ऑब्जर्व दैट द मल्टीपर्पज़ प्रोजेक्ट्स इंडीड induced earthquake, caused waterborne disease and pest and pollution resulting from excessive use of water। और उससे क्या हुआ? बहुत सारे ढेर सारे प्रॉब्लम्स भी क्रिएट हो गए, जैसे कि अर्थक्वेक्स, है ना, अर्थक्वेक्स आते रहना। उसके बाद में पेस्ट कंट्रोल, वो सलाइनेशन ऑफ वाटर, पानी ज़्यादा देर अगर एक जगह पे जमा होगा तो सलाइनेशन होगा। क्यों होगा? वाटर का वेपर होगा, द वाटर विल टर्न इनटू वेपर। बड़ा जो लेक है, जैसे समंदर में होता है, बहुत पानी है, वहाँ वो सलाइन क्यों हुआ? बहुत सालों बाद हुआ, पर हुआ ना। अगर एक जगह पे पानी स्टोर करके रखा तो उसमें से वाटर वेपर होता रहेगा, और वहाँ पे जो मिनरल्स है वो नीचे रहते रहेंगे, पानी में ही रहेंगे। उसकी वजह से वो डैम्स जो है वो क्या हो जाएंगे? सलाइन हो जाएंगे। तो सलाइन यानी खारा पानी हो जाएगा, जो पीने के लायक नहीं रहेगा। नॉर इट विल बी यूज्ड फॉर इरिगेशन, फार्मिंग के लिए भी यूज़ नहीं होगा। इसलिए क्या होना चाहिए? मैनेजमेंट क्या होना चाहिए? डैम का जो वाटर है वो खाली भी होना चाहिए पूरा के पूरा, उसको साफ भी करना चाहिए और वापस से उसको भरते रहना चाहिए। सो दैट इज़ द thing. Now rain water harvesting, okay, in the next in India is a country which has the farming on the rain water only, and many thought that given the disadvantage and rising resistance against the multi-purpose projects, water harvesting system was a viable alternative, both socio-economically and environmentally. In ancient India, along with the sophisticated hydraulic structures, there existed an extraordinary tradition of water harvesting system. People had in-depth knowledge of rainfall regimes and soil types and developed wide-ranging techniques to harvest rainwater. So हार्वेस्टिंग, सो रेन वाटर को ही हार्वेस्ट करना, यहाँ पे मैं बोल रहा था कि क्या टॉपिक है. सी फ्यू डेज बिफोर, मे बी फ्यू मंथ्स बिफोर, देयर वाज ए न्यूज़ on some channel I was going through. So there lives a family in some city like Wardha or Buldhana something. So that is a Rajasthani family, and what they do in their house, they have rainwater harvesting system. उसका एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पे दिया हुआ, that every house can go for rainwater harvesting. How? See, when the rainy season is there, so every person become a rainwater harvester. The rainwater that comes or gathered on your terrace, that can be collected in some place. Now see, here the picture is given. There is a house. Okay, there is a house. The pipeline is given on the terrace of the house. The water that falls, that water goes through here in some well like connections. So it's a big well, and that well is dug well very deeply. So throughout the 4 months, the rainwater is very fresh, very good for drinking. That can be used for many other purposes also. And in this way, the rooftop rainwater can be collected using a PVC pipe and filter using sands and bricks and several other stones also. Then it can be stored underground with the help of the pipes, and excess water from the sump can be taken to the well. Water from the well can be brought up with the help of the pumps, and then you can take the water with the help of the pumps for your use. So this is the whole harvesting water. You can become the water harvester, rainwater harvester. How? In this way. So you can harvest the rainwater, that means you can collect the rainwater and you can farm the rainwater and you can use it for the latter purposes. So here there is a question, are you a water harvester? This monsoon, join us counting the raindrops. Counting the raindrops means collecting the raindrops. Now in cities like Bombay, in cities like Delhi, people have started harvesting the water. They, before building house, societies, they build very big wells. So in the rainy season, those wells are filled up, full of with water, and that water lasts for 4 to 5 months to them. For a society, for a house, it lasts them, it is used for them throughout the year, though they don't need the MNC water supply at all. This much water can be harvested, and everyone shall do it. On the next page, now in the semi-arid and arid regions where the rainwater is very less of Rajasthan, particularly in Bikaner, Falodi and Barmer, almost all the houses traditionally had underground tanks and tankas for storing drinking water. So they have already started storing the drinking water and the rain harvesting. The tanks could be as large as drinking water. The tank could be as large as big room. One household in Philodi had a tank that was 6.1 meters deep and 4.27 meters long, and that is 2.44 meters wide. Oh my god. The tankas were part of well developed rooftop rainwater harvesting system and were built inside the main house or the country yard or the courtyard. They were connected to the sloping roofs of the houses through a pipe, and rain falling on the rooftops would travel down the pipe and was stored the underground water. Now the first spell of rain was usually not collected, as this would clean the roofs and the pipes. सो क्या करते हैं रेन हार्वेस्टिंग में, पहली बार की जो बारिश होती है वो क्या होती है, उससे पाइप साफ होते हैं, रूफ टॉप साफ होता है, तो पहला जो पानी होता है वो कलेक्ट नहीं होता है. सो आपका टेरेस अच्छे से साफ हो गया. देन सेकंड टाइम व्हेन द रेनफॉल इज सीन, व्हेन द रेनफॉल्स, when it rains, that rain water from the subsequent showers was then collected. So same is the story as I told you. A Rajasthani fellow who lived in Maharashtra is doing this as they are doing in Rajasthan. Okay, rainwater harvesting. The rainwater can be stored in the tankas till the next rainfall, making it an extremely reliable source of drinking water when all other sources are dried up, particularly in the summer. एंड समर सीज़न में सर आप उसको पानी को रख सकते हैं, पानी कभी ख़राब नहीं होता. एंड वी कैन यूज़ इट एज इट इज़ अंडरग्राउंड वाटर, तो वो स्टोर भी रहेगा, वो बिल्ड किया हुआ है तो वो पर्कुलेट नहीं होगा, कहीं पे नहीं जाएगा, और जब समर में आपको प्रॉब्लम होगा यू कैन यूज़ दैट वाटर. सो रेन वाटर और पलार पानी एज commonly referred to in this parts is considered the purest form of natural water. तो वो बहुत प्योर फॉर्म होता है, you can drink it without filtering it. Many houses constructed underground rooms adjoining the tankas to beat the summer heat, as it would keep the room cool. और इससे क्या होता है, रूम भी उनका जो होता है, घर भी होता है, वो कूल रहता है. So this people are doing in Rajasthan. Today in western Rajasthan, sadly the practice of rooftop rainwater harvesting is on the decline, as plenty of water is available due to the perennial Indira Gandhi Canal. So अभी वेस्टर्न राजस्थान में क्या हुआ कि इंदिरा गांधी कैनल हैज़ टेकन द वाटर, सो वहाँ पे वो करते नहीं है. दैट शैल बी डन एट ऑल. Through some houses still maintain the tanks, though some houses are still maintaining. They do not like the taste of the tap water. Fortunately, in many parts of rural and urban India, rooftop rainwater harvesting is being successfully adopted to store and conserve water. So, people in India shall start conservation of water. ये इस पॉइंट में बताया गया है. Nearly 200 houses have installed this system, and the village has earned rare distinction of being rich in rainwater. And इसकी वजह से ये क्या हुआ है, ये this people are very good at having rainwater. Now here see bamboo drip irrigation system जो ईस्टर्न इंडिया में यूज़ किया जाता है, वहाँ पे ज़्यादातर पाइप्स वगैरह यूज़ नहीं होते हैं, तो बाम्बू से ही वो ट्रेडिशनल अभी तक यूज़ करते हैं. हमारे यहाँ पे हम ड्रिप इरिगेशन सिस्टम फार्मिंग में यूज़ करते हैं. ये क्यों दिया है पिक्चर, दैट फार्मिंग सेक्टर में भी रेन वाटर जो है वो मैनेजमेंट होना चाहिए, या फिर जो वाटर मैनेजमेंट होना चाहिए, एक्सेसिव यूज़ ऑफ वाटर नहीं होना चाहिए, इसके लिए ये एग्जांपल दिया हुआ है. ठीक है. सो फॉर दैट रीज़न द एग्जांपल इज़ गिवन हियर. नाउ हियर dear student, what we understand from this lesson is, importantly you shall come to know, for that I am again focusing on it. We learn what we learn. See, we learn the from the first point, from the first water resources, the problems of the water resource, water scarcity. What is water scarcity, that we learn, right? Why we need water conservation and management, that we have seen. Okay, then building projects like dams and hydro projects, are these important for our country for economical reason, industrial development, in Indian development, or for water conservation, that we have learned. What are the problem in building dams and such projects, those are also discussed. Now water harvesting, rain harvesting, that we have learned, that can be done in every houses as it is done in Rajasthan. So this is how the water resources are discussed in this lesson. Now see, in the exercise, explain how water becomes a renewable resource. What is water scarcity, and what are its main causes? Okay, how the water scarcity take place, that is the thing. Compare the advantages and disadvantages of multi river projects. एडवांटेजेस में हमने डिस्कस किया, डिसएडवांटेजेस भी डिस्कस किए, दैट यू हैव टू write. So this lesson is only for this 4-5 topics are there. You need to read it again, dear students. Read the lesson again and again. You yourself shall read it to solve the exercise, so you will understand in a better way, and then you